Alright, well, after the NASCAR debacle, it is the final round of the Florida Classic. Let's go see what the scenario is. We are tied, I believe tied for the lead. Let's take a look at the leaderboard. No, we have a one-shot lead. Right, we're in the final pairing, so nobody's gone lower than us yet. Interesting. Oh, wait, no. Actually, so this score's final. Matthias Schwab is through 4 holes at 21 under par. We just have to have a good day, I think, to be just fine. Last 2 rounds have gone really well for us. A 10 under on Friday, a 7 under yesterday. After a pretty abysmal opening round, we've got a shot somehow. Didn't expect this to be happening at the wetlands, but it certainly is at this point. However, look at the wind today. 8 to 12 miles an hour on the wind, which is the fastest we've seen all season long. Now, firm and fast on the fairway speeds, it's not going to mean a whole lot here at the wetlands. You're still not going to get a lot of rollout, but we'll get more than what we're accustomed to. So Schwab is apparently only through 1 now. That's interesting. As we head to the par 5 first hole, 660 yards. Not reachable in 2 in your wildest dreams. So just hit a good straight first shot to the best of your ability. Good straight second shot. Give yourself a nice approach. That bunker green side should not come into play whatsoever as we get our day started here at the wetlands. A tailwind might make it reachable in 2, but I highly doubt it. So we start our round 22 under par, and it is a left to right wind, because of course it is. So we're going to let the wind take this a little bit, hit it high over the tree here, at least aim over there, and then hopefully we'll be okay. We'll hit the see, even with the firm and fast conditions, drives just go nowhere. Only 277 yards off the tee, so that's rough. And now the wind is picked up to 12 miles an hour. Oh boy. Well, we're gonna be fine because these fairways are wide, but with the wind like this, I mean, this is gonna be a really, really tough round for us here today. Even this approach, we're going to have to aim, I mean, shit, all the way over here. And even then, I think it's still going to spin back a good ways. On the way. It's heading there. It's heading there. We just can't afford it to spin back like that. It's still rolling. But believe it or not, it does stay on the green. So 52 feet away. We made a 68-footer in round 1. And now for birdie on 1 to drop the 23 under. This is almost assuredly not going to go in. And it's uphill quite a bit. And with these greens, even firm and fast, they're still going to be very, very slow compared to what we're used to, so maybe not that much, but let's try this. On the way. It's getting there. That's a pretty good lag putt. Inside of 5 feet. That rolled back 16 yards. I believe it. I believe it here. So now for par, we're in to start our day at the wetlands. Hole 1 is a very tough hole to do much of anything with, especially when the conditions are like this, so that's fair. And Nate Lashley has actually tied us early on, so more company than we might have thought as we head to the par 3 second. And now the wind, it is a little bit of a tailwind. I don't know what we're going to have to hit here. Probably a 5-iron and hope for the best. Maybe even farther out this way. I don't know. On the way. Just going to roll onto the green. No, we did not want a tail. Well, truthfully, we may have wanted a tailwind here. It would have allowed me to hit something that was going to spin a little bit more and maybe get a little tighter, but that is not the case for right now. And this one actually is deceptively uphill once it gets up towards the hole, so we aren't going to have to do much in terms of power. I'm going to give it a tiny bit more and put it out this way. For birdie here on 2, and it ain't even close. Well, that was a tough read to begin with. So that spot's just going to be, that's always going to be rough. But in for par. A solid start. We're going to have to make some birdies here at some point today if we want to win this tournament. And now there's actually a crowd at the top of the leaderboard. Par 4 third, 460 yards. That's going to be one massive hit in the point standings at Atlanta Race, isn't it? Just aim for this first cut out here. It should find itself back into the middle of the fairway if we hit a good shot. We actually hit a branch. I don't think it took a lot off of it. It's going to be kind of about the same distance as our drive on 1, just a tiny bit shorter. It apparently didn't get a lot of it. But the good news is that this happens on a par 4. Now, if we can hit a good 6-iron shot here, we could be in close. And I don't know if we did. Oh, God, the wind blasted. Well, we blasted this, but the wind also carried this thing almost 40 feet out, plus 3.3% on the power. Yeah, we yeeted that ball, that's for sure. And this is all downhill. There's not a single bit where this is going to lose speed at all. I'll take a little bit off of it as well. On the way. This has a chance, and it lips out. Oh, leave it to me. We'll be in for par again here on 3. Like I said, we've gotta make some putts here at some point. The conditions don't seem to be slowing the AI down at all. As I think we've got a crowd at 22 under. Par 3 4th. That pin is going to be a tough one to hit, I'll tell you that. We probably aren't going to hit this screen, depending on the wind situation. Oh, good googly moogly. Holy shit. I don't know what the play is. This is a disaster. This is pretty much our best case scenario, I think. Now, I didn't want it there necessarily. But all things considered, that's not bad. Perfect world, I can hit a spinner. We really kind of can't unless I take a little bit off of this. So I think the play is actually going to be to flop this. Believe it or not, I haven't hit a flop shot the entire tournament. Well, turns out you can get away with it. We look like we may be shaping up for yet another par. And we are. A very good flop. I had been avoiding the flop shot just because of how much the ball spins on these greens all tournament long. Turns out you can do that. But we did pretty fine without it. Par 5 5th, 635 yards. No chance we're getting there in 2. Gonna be a tough fairway to hit, I think, but we should be able to do this as long as we don't miss right and get into the trees. Which we don't. That's exactly what we needed to do. It's about as far right as you can comfortably be. Now, this third shot, or this second shot, rather, has been awful to us the entire tournament. We have found our way into those branches every single time. This time we don't, but we're kind of about where we were anyway. Could have gotten away with a little bit more club on that, but overall I think that's fine. I'm going to hit the 9-iron in here. Could be good if it's got enough. Well, I'm now wishing that I hadn't taken any power off that. I thought I was going to have to just because of the wind, but it was not the case. And now one that goes downhill pretty much the entire way. If we aren't accurate on this, we could very well be blowing this past. A little tap. There it goes, and it just dies a little bit short. But a tricky putt there on that one. So there's going to be holes that we can attack a little bit better than the ones we've seen thus far, I think. I feel like at some point something's going to happen good for us here today. Nate Lashley through 5 has gone to 23 under. And depending on how the wind is blowing here on 6, we may have to lay up short of the water. We got a tailwind, that's great. If we don't, if it's in our face, I think we're hitting... We may hit driver off the tee and still not be able to make it, and oh boy. Well, it was kind of like this yesterday, and we still made it over, so we're going to do it again. I think we're going to be all right. We're actually going to get into the trees here. And this is pretty much right where we were yesterday. Just a different way to get there. No, not a bad result at all. And now an 8-iron. Give it a tiny bit more. And send it. We may have sent it too hard. A little bit of backspin's going to get us closer, but I don't think this is an easy putt either. I mean, it's one of the easier that we've seen today. There we go. Not quite there. Inside of a foot, we just can't make a putt, and the longer this goes on, with the approach shots just being very, very difficult to put close. I mean, we're seeing our tournament chances slip away. We're now 2 shots behind the leader as we head to the 7th, par 5 at 592 yards. Depending on the wind, this is one you can reach in 2. We've reached this in 2 twice, even without the wind at our backs. So we're certainly going to see very quickly how this can go for us. If the wind's in our face, this hole, we'll be lucky to walk out of here with par. And there's just not a tailwind anywhere. So unless the wind's going to hold one of these things up for a while, it's just not looking very pretty. It'll be a good tee shot. 280-yard carry, only an 8-yard rollout. Now, this is going to help the ball a little bit, and if I hit this high, I wonder if the wind will just give it a little bit more. Just a tiny bit more. We gave it a good amount of power. I think we're going to get... It's going to be close. A little bit of roll. We do find the green. 112 feet out. Well, this is certainly a putt. It is uphill for the majority. We're going to have to absolutely blast this thing. I mean, if we put this within 20 feet, might consider ourselves lucky. I've never had a putt this far. On the way. It's going to blow well past the hole. Too much power. Outside of 22 feet. So now not even the birdie putt is looking all that pretty, but, I mean, compared to what we just had, it's going to be makeable. And then this is another one that could get away from us if we're not careful. It's turning, still moving. These windy conditions are wreaking havoc on our round here. And we missed it high. So not only can we not make a birdie today, now we're dropping a shot. Whoops indeed. Three shots off the lead. And now on to the 8th. We've been getting closer and closer to hitting a good shot here on 8 all tournament long. And now we've got the wind to contend with. I don't even know. Try this. On the way. If this rolls, that is exactly what we needed. What a shot. Now, we can't miss the putt. We absolutely cannot afford to miss this putt, and we don't. Birdie to get back to 22 under where we started the day. Par 5 ninth. Can we somehow get under par on this front side? Would be insane if we could, but my hopes are not high. All we need is just one wind that's right at our back that's gonna fucking carry these balls, but I'm sure when we get that, Lord knows it'll be a par 3 where we don't want it. Drive is on the way. Wind taking it. Gonna have to carry a bunker here, I think, but it shouldn't really be in play. Yeah, not really. This should not be anywhere close to in play. Should be a good second shot. And for the most part, it is. Carry the green side bunker. In a perfect world, I was going to say, well, yeah, we can hit a finesse shot, but, I mean, Lord knows where this could go. This is not going to be very pretty because it's going to do that. Ooh, however, we've got a chance at a putt here. It is almost completely flat, and it don't do much. This would be a massive birdie if we could get it, and it's in. Back-to-back birdies on 8 and 9 to finish the front side, 1 under par. And what an adventure it was to get there. Nate Lashley is 25 under par. Oh, man. Needed that. Well, oh, good God. We could honestly hit a 3-wood into this and hope for the best. Wind is going to hold that up there. We just want to make it to... Oh, boy. And the downsloping green. I totally forgot about that. We might have actually been able to get away with a 5-wood on that, but... So we miss long. We can get away with a flop, and the putt doesn't look very hard up there. Flop is away, and... It shouldn't be... This should be makeable. This should be just fine. Yeah. It's makeable, but it's also certainly missable. But thankfully, we make par to start our back 9 here on Sunday at the Wetlands. Par 4, 11th. Now, the good news is I think we're done with the shot shaping for the rest of the day. We shouldn't have to hit any more draws. I think those are both on the front side where they're absolutely necessary, so things shouldn't get too bad. I'm going to hit a low drive here and let the wind take this left to right. Oh, boy. It'll be okay. Actually, might be one of our farther drives of the day. Nine iron into the green, huh? Now, there's some heavy downslope on this, so this ball might spin back, but it also might not really do much. It might just stop. Oh, Lord. Oh, boy. It tried to come back up the hill. We are a long ways past again. Wind is just carrying these balls all day long. On the way, and not enough. It'll be a par again as our chances of winning the Florida Classic going by the wayside with every single par we're making. Now, if we lose by 1 shot, I mean, obviously you look back at 7. That drop shot could really, really hurt. Come on. We got to get one of these. We got to execute well somewhere. Somewhere. This should be right where we want to be. Not a great kick. A whole 8 yards of rollout once again. But in terms of at least the course we're playing, that's about as good as it's going to get. Now, if we get a good kick on this, we might be able to find the green. But it also might roll off the green. It's actually coming in towards the hole. Looks like we are putting. 14 feet out. A huge opportunity for us, even if we don't get the eagle putt here. Here it goes, turning, and it just caught the lip a little bit. Missed it a bit high, but we'll still be able to make this birdie putt, you'd think, to at least go to 25 under. Or 24 under, I do believe. And in she goes. 24 under, we're not dead yet. One off the lead of Lashley, who is our playing partner here today. I wasn't really paying attention to that. Could have turned AI pairings on, but we wouldn't have been with Lashley, so Lord knows who we would have been. I don't think there's a whole lot of big names up here towards the top. It might have been Scotty, actually. I think Scotty had a good round to get himself up here yesterday, but no idea where he is now. And into a strong wind here on the par 4. All right, well, keep it as low as we can. It's about as much as we could have hoped for. 277-yard drive. It's definitely going to hurt our driving average. I feel like 8-iron has to be enough, right? On the way. This could be great, or it could do that. But we're still putting. We're putting from the fringe. Overall, not bad. How do they decide your partner? Well, for the first 2 rounds, I think it's just, it might be random. But after that, then it's based on position. So the people higher up the leaderboard go later in the day. It looks certainly makeable. We're just going to have to make sure it's got enough to get there. There it goes. Pin was in. And we are 25 under par. So we'll see what Nate Lashley does. Back-to-back birdies for the second time today. And Lashley actually drops a shot. So we are back to the lead of the Florida Classic. Wow. Gotta find a way to keep this up, though. Oh, boy. I'm gonna assume it's the play is gonna be 6-iron. With the wind, I don't know if it's gonna stop, though. Well, it's going to be left of the hole, but if it sits, it'll be just fine, and it does. 11 feet out. But yet another tricky putt again, and I hated the pin location here in the shadows. It's very, very tough to see exactly what's going on. There it goes. We're missing high. High and long. Yeah, maybe the wind is affecting the AI. Who knows? For par, we're in. 4 to play. Let's see what Nate Lashley did. He may have dropped another shot. No, he's not. But he's still there. Although I think his round is finished, yes? Let's take a look at the leaderboard. And Lashley, no, he did not drop another shot, but Matthias Schwab, I think, gained one. So he jumps him on the leaderboard for the time being. We are certainly not home free yet. Skins is still out there playing. Schwab is through 15. And Lashley is with us. So good news is here we have to aim out to the left. So that branch that we hit in round 1 is not in play at all. And we're here for the 3rd straight round. Which is not where I like to be. Especially with windy conditions like this. You got to get the wind right. And then the ball being below your feet. Obviously, it's going to go more left than you expect. So I feel like I have to aim somewhere out there. And that looks to be the play. 3-wood in here. Not too bad. But the approach shot is going to be a tricky one, I think. We may have to hope for a spinner. And a spinner of this distance is a little bit frightening. Well, it's right at it. It's got to spin and hold. It does. Oh, boy. This might... Okay, easy putt. Might be one we couldn't afford to miss. On the way, rattles home. A little bit of break there right where the ball was sitting, so I got a bit scared, but we dropped to 26 under par. The rest of the leaders. Schwab goes to 25, so we are not home free yet. 3 to play. Par 4 16th at 455 yards. What a turnaround in our round here today. It did not appear like it was going to be an easy one, and yet we found a way somehow to get back in contention. It was looking real miserable in the early stages. Probably going to be up on that mound again. Not where we'd like to be. Oh, we actually cleared it and got a good kick. Probably our longest drive of the day here. Almost 300 yards, and with our power not being very high, that's pretty good. So now here, it's going to be 8-iron, and we're going to put it all the way back there because the wind's going to hold this up there, and it's going to spin back, I think. That ball is hooking right, and we are off the green. Okay. So it appears this is going to be a birdie chip. Gotta be careful with it. On the way. Wow. Had to hit it too hard, and there was just it never broke until it made it past the hole. So we're going to have to try and make par here. We do. 2 holes left. What did Schwab do? He tied us. He is through 17, though. Depending on what goes on these last 2 holes, could we be headed to our first playoff? Par 3 into the wind. Now, if I hit 5-wood, this has a chance. It's dead straight. This ball is going to have to die, though. It does. We're not really that close, but hitting hitting a wood into a par 3, it's going to be tough to be too precise. And we've got a long chance here, but I really can't tell what it does. It's deceptively downhill, so we'll take some speed off it. Put it out wide here. Not going to break until the very end. So like right here, I think. On the way. Is it gonna turn? It does, but it's gonna be inside a foot. And not enough. For par on 17, it's in. The last thing we want to see is Schwab go even further low. He did not. Lashley is in contention for this as well. He's only one shot back, and he's in our pairing here with 1 to play. To the 18th. It's either going to be a playoff, or we're either going to make a shot or screw up, or Lord knows. And oh boy, we've got the tailwind. Oh, lordy. This is going to be interesting. On the way. This ball's got to go. It really didn't, but that's a good kick for this course. It's still going. Not bad at all. It's as good as we could have hoped for. And the pin is actually kind of where it was earlier. Now wait, where's my spinner? There it is. So the spinner right here, and then let it trickle down the hill. That's what worked before. On the way. It slows up. It's going to be in real tight. And we might just be winning the Florida Classic. What a shot. The putt. And we find out. 27 under. Lashley would have had to eagle this. And he doesn't. And we win the Florida Classic. What an absolutely phenomenal shot to do so. Come on, man. Oh. We finish Sunday at the Wetlands 5 under par to win the tournament by 1. That was even better than what we did on 18 at PGA West to win the American Express by 1 shot with a birdie on 18. Hadn't gotten that tailwind all day long, and then we smashed the drive. And then it was the experience with the spinner in the last round that if it hadn't worked like that yesterday, we wouldn't have done it. We would have had to do something else. There, it worked almost to perfection, and we almost holed out for eagle. That was clutch right there. That's clutch I didn't know we had. Nate Lashley finishes in a tie for second with Matthias Schwab. It shouldn't have been this close with that bogey on 7. I mean, it still hurt us. It made us really kind of start to sweat this out, but not a lot of low scores flying around today. Couple 7 unders. Actually, well, look farther down the leaderboard. Sloan and Lipsky at 8 under to finish 22 under for the week. Scrolling through, Jason Day 20 under. Tony Finau 18 under. Where did, I could have swore that Scotty Scheffler was kind of in contention, was he not? There he was. I just missed him. He finishes in a tie for 11th. 5 under today. Not enough. Holy shit. What a shot to get that done.